What if one of the biggest signings in MLS history turns into one of its biggest controversies? Casemiro has officially joined Inter Miami, a move that should have been celebrated around the world. But instead, Major League Soccer has already launched an official investigation. Why? Did Inter Miami break league rules before completing the transfer? Or is this simply another case of the league putting extra pressure on the team led by Lionel Messi? Today, we're breaking down everything you need to know. What triggered the investigation? What Inter Miami could be facing? And why this story could have major consequences for the entire league. But before we begin, let me know in the comments. Do you think Inter Miami gets special treatment? Or are they judged more harshly because they're the biggest club in MLS? Let's get into it. When Inter Miami officially announced the signing of Casemiro, the soccer world immediately took notice. After Lionel Messi, Luis Suárez, Sergio Busquets, and Jordi Alba, Inter Miami has added another global superstar. Casemiro arrives with one of the most impressive resumes in modern football. Multiple UEFA Champions League titles, league championships, international success with Brazil, and years of experience competing at the highest level. Even at this stage of his career, he's still considered one of the smartest defensive midfielders in the game. For MLS, this transfer is another sign that the league continues attracting world-class talent. For Inter Miami, it's another huge statement of ambition. But behind the excitement, questions were already beginning to surface. Just hours after the transfer became official, reports emerged that MLS had opened an investigation. The issue isn't Casemiro himself. It isn't his contract. And it isn't his salary. The investigation is focused on something completely different. MLS wants to determine whether Inter Miami made contact with Casemiro before they were officially allowed to. In soccer, this is commonly referred to as tampering. It means negotiating with a player or communicating with his representatives before league rules permit those discussions. If that's exactly what happened, Inter Miami could face disciplinary action. Now, it's important to be clear. At this moment, nothing has been proven. The investigation is still ongoing. No final decision has been made. But the story has already become one of the biggest talking points across Major League Soccer. Ever since Lionel Messi arrived, Inter Miami has become the face of MLS. Every signing becomes international news. Every match attracts massive audiences. Every decision involving the club receives intense attention. Some fans believe Inter Miami receives special treatment because of Messi's global influence. Others believe the exact opposite. They argue that the club is watched more closely than anyone else because every move they make is under the spotlight. Whatever the truth may be, one thing is certain. When you're the biggest club in the league, every decision matters. Every mistake becomes national headlines. And every transfer is analyzed from every possible angle. Casemiro's arrival was supposed to strengthen Inter Miami. Instead, it may have created the league's biggest controversy of the season. Now here's the big question. What happens if MLS finds Inter Miami guilty? At this point, nothing has been decided. The league is still investigating, and no official conclusions have been announced. But if MLS determines that Inter Miami violated league rules, the consequences could be serious. The club could receive a heavy fine. League officials could also limit Inter Miami's roster flexibility or impose restrictions during future transfer windows. In the most severe scenario, executives involved in the deal could also face disciplinary action. That would be a massive setback for a club that's trying to build one of the strongest squads MLS has ever seen. And perhaps even more importantly, it would send a clear message across the league. No club, not even Lionel Messi's Inter Miami, is above the rules. While the investigation grabs all the headlines, let's not forget about what happens on the field. Because if Casemiro performs anywhere near his best level, he could completely transform this team. Inter Miami has been one of the most entertaining attacking teams in MLS. With Lionel Messi creating chances, Luis Suárez leading the attack, and a roster full of experienced veterans, goals have never been the biggest issue. The real concern has often been defensive balance. That's exactly where Casemiro comes in. For years, he's been known as one of the smartest defensive midfielders in world football. His positioning, his tackling, his leadership, and his ability to protect the back line could finally give Inter Miami the stability they've been searching for. If Casemiro settles in quickly, Inter Miami could become an even stronger contender for the MLS Cup. But first, The club needs to get through this investigation. This story is about much more than one transfer. It's about the future of Major League Soccer itself. MLS has worked for years to become one of the fastest-growing soccer leagues in the world. The arrival of global stars like Lionel Messi, and now Casemiro, has brought millions of new fans to the league. But with greater attention comes greater responsibility. Fans want to see superstar players. They want blockbuster signings. But they also expect fairness. They want to know that every club plays by the same rules. That's why the outcome of this investigation could shape the league's credibility for years to come. Whether Inter Miami is cleared or punished, the decision will be watched around the world. One thing is certain, Casemiro's arrival is already one of the biggest stories in MLS this season. But instead of celebrating the transfer, everyone is now waiting for the league's final decision. Did Inter Miami follow every rule? Or is this the beginning of one of the biggest controversies in MLS history? We'll find out soon. But now it's your turn. Do you think MLS is simply doing its job? Or is Inter Miami being targeted because Lionel Messi plays for the club? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss the biggest MLS stories. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.